British Columbia, August 2020. A research drone hovers over the Pacific Ocean. Below the surface, killer whales are hunting, and swimming right beside them, Pacific white-sided dolphins, not fleeing, not watching from a distance, actively hunting together, two apex predators working as a team. Scientists just captured this on underwater cameras for the first time ever. And I have the drone footage, the echolocation data, and 258 documented interactions to prove it. Dalhousie University, University of British Columbia, August 15 through 30, 2020. A team led by Dr. Sarah Fortune is studying northern resident killer whales off Vancouver Island. They want to know how these orcas find Chinook salmon, an endangered species that makes up 90% of their diet. The researchers attach suction cup cameras to the whales, launch drones overhead, and record underwater sound, standard marine mammal research, until the dolphins showed up. Keith Holmes, drone pilot from the Hawkeye Institute. He's filming the orcas from above when he notices something unusual. Dolphins, dozens of them, swimming within meters of the killer whales' heads. From the surface, it looks chaotic, splashing, diving, surfacing, no pattern. Then Dr. Fortune reviews the underwater footage from the suction cup cameras, and she sees something that stops her mid-playback. Organization, coordination. The dolphins aren't just there. They're leading. Watch this. Suction cup camera attached to an orca. You're seeing what the whale sees, nearly 200 feet deep, almost total darkness, and there, silhouettes of dolphins swimming ahead. The orca is following them, not chasing, following them. Both species dive together, synchronized. The dolphins use echolocation clicks to scan for salmon. The orca stays silent, listening. This is official research footage published December 11th, 2025 in Scientific Reports. But here's what makes this so unprecedented. Killer whales are apex predators. They hunt great white sharks. They hunt whale sharks 10 times their size. They're called killer whales for a reason, and dolphins. In most parts of the Pacific, orcas hunt and eat dolphins. These are not friends. They're not the same species. One should be hunting the other. Yet, here they are, cooperating to find fish. If this kind of interspecies alliance is new to you, you're in the right place. We expose these patterns every week. Subscribe for verified animal science. The team spent 4 days in August 2020 filming Johnstone Strait and Queen Charlotte Sound. 2 separate locations, multiple orcapods, and at both sites the same behavior. Dolphins darting ahead, orcas following coordinated dives. No aggression. Dr. Andrew Treitz, senior author from UBC's Marine Mammal Research Unit, watches the data compile. Stop. Before I show you the numbers, you need to understand what orcas normally do when they see dolphins in other parts of the world. There are 3 types of killer whales in the Northeast Pacific: residents, transients, and offshore. Resident orcas, like the ones in this study, eat fish, almost exclusively Chinook salmon. Transient orcas eat mammals, seals, sea lions, and dolphins. Offshore orcas eat sharks. Each ecotype has different hunting strategies, different social structures, different vocalizations. They don't interbreed. They're essentially different cultures. And northern resident orcas do not hunt dolphins, which makes what happens next even more extraordinary. The researchers review every second of footage, tag data from 9 different orcas, hundreds of hours of drone video, underwater sound recordings. They're looking for a pattern, something repeatable, evidence that this isn't random, and they find it. If you've ever worked on a team where everyone had different skills but the same goal, you understand the principle: specialization, division of labor. The dolphins have something the orcas need. The orcas have something the dolphins need. And somehow, they figured out how to trade. Quick question: have you ever seen different animal species cooperating in the wild? Type yes or no below. Here's what nobody expected. An adult northern resident killer whale weighs up to 10,000 pounds, 20 to 30 feet long. One of the ocean's most powerful predators, a Pacific white-sided dolphin. 300 pounds, 6 feet long, fast, agile, but tiny by comparison. One orca could eliminate an entire dolphin pod if it wanted to, but it doesn't. They said apex predators don't share territory. This proves they can form strategic alliances. Send this to any marine biologist who thought they understood orca behavior. Chinook salmon are smart. When they sense predators, they dive deep, sometimes 200 feet or more, into darker water where visibility drops to near zero. For orcas, finding them requires constant echolocation. Click, wait for echo. Click, wait for echo. It burns energy. And if the salmon hear the clicks, they scatter even deeper. The dolphins have a solution. Their echolocation operates at higher frequencies than orcas, 30 to 50 kilohertz. The salmon don't react as strongly. The dolphins can scout without spooking the prey. Dr. Fortune's team analyzes the acoustic data. When orcas hunt alone, they echolocate constantly, active sonar, announcing their presence. When orcas hunt with dolphins, their echolocation rate drops by 40%. They're going silent, letting the dolphins do the scanning. Wait, I know what you're thinking. How do the orcas know what the dolphins are finding? Let me show you why this isn't just proximity. It's communication. The orcas aren't following randomly. They orient toward specific dolphins. Change direction. When dolphins change direction, follow them to depth. This is eavesdropping, acoustic espionage, strategic listening. Published December 11th, 2025. The numbers are staggering. 258 documented interactions, not casual encounters, not random proximity. Interactions while actively foraging. 100% of tagged orcas that encountered dolphins showed foraging behavior, killing salmon, eating salmon, searching for salmon. Remember the underwater footage from Evidence 1. That was one dive. This is 258 confirmed events across 4 days. This is why I investigate these cooperative behaviors. Subscribe if you want to see what other alliances exist in the ocean that we haven't discovered yet. But we're not done, because behind every hunt is a transaction. The orcas use the dolphins as scouts. The dolphins lead the orcas to salmon. The orcas catch the salmon with their superior size and power. And then something remarkable happens. Something that proves this isn't exploitation. It's trade. Dr. Trites describes it in his interview with CBC. We can hear the crunch sound as the orca bites down hard on the fish. Literally, it's a real crunch. The orca rips the salmon apart, shares pieces with other orcas in the pod. Standard killer whale behavior. But then, fragments of flesh escape the whale's mouth. A cloud of blood, scales, tissue, and the dolphins dart in, right near the orca's head, scavenging the scraps. Salmon are too large for dolphins to catch and consume whole. Their throats can't handle a 40-pound fish, but broken into fragments. Perfect. Everyone eats. Dr. Trites, everyone's happy at the end of a successful fishing trip. But the transaction goes deeper than food. Transient killer whales patrol these same waters. They hunt marine mammals, including dolphins. Pacific white-sided dolphins have no defense against a transient orca, too small, too slow. But when they swim with northern residents, protection. The transients avoid confrontation with other orcapods. The dolphins are trading scouting services for bodyguard services. They don't teach this in marine biology textbooks. Interspecies cooperation between apex predators. Resource exchange across evolutionary boundaries. This is strategy, calculated, beneficial. Have you or someone you know witnessed unexpected animal cooperation? Share your observation below. These reports help scientists understand how widespread these behaviors are. And here's the part about you. Because this discovery isn't just about amazing animal intelligence, it's a warning. The researchers weren't studying cooperation. They were studying whether northern resident orcas have enough food to survive. Chinook salmon populations are collapsing. Climate change, overfishing, dam construction, habitat loss. The salmon these orcas depend on are disappearing. And now scientists just discovered there are two species competing for the same dwindling resource. And I saved the most disturbing calculation for last. The one about population collapse. Vancouver Island, British Columbia, 2020. Northern resident orcas and Pacific white-sided dolphins hunting together. Puget Sound, Washington, 2024. Southern resident orcas starving because Chinook salmon populations dropped 75%. Same species, same prey, different outcome. The northern residents have 76 surviving members and stable population. The southern residents, critically endangered. 73 whales left losing calves, malnutrition, on the edge of extinction. Check your local seafood markets. Where is the salmon coming from? The fishing quotas protecting these populations. Send this to anyone who buys wild-caught Pacific salmon without asking these questions. National Geographic, December 15, 2025. Marine ecologist Josh McGinnis states, "We already know those salmon are very limited. If there's now two populations of animals that rely on them instead of one, that could signal a requirement for even tighter legislation or restrictions." Remember evidence 1, the underwater cooperation. Evidence 2, 258 documented interactions. This is why it matters. Orcas have evolved to depend almost exclusively on adult Chinook salmon, 90% of their diet. If dolphins now have access to this resource through cooperation, the competition intensifies. You will eat seafood in your lifetime. The question is whether you'll know which fisheries are sustainable and which are stealing food from endangered orcas. This is happening now in the Pacific Ocean. Subscribe to track these conservation crises as they develop. So what now? Dr. Fortune's team is calling for follow-up research. Do orcas that hunt with dolphins catch more salmon than those hunting alone? Is their body condition better? Are survival rates higher? If cooperation provides an advantage, do solitary orcas learn this behavior? Or is it culturally transmitted within specific pods? Here's my controversial take. When food is abundant, predators hunt alone. When food becomes scarce, even apex predators form alliances. We're watching starvation-driven innovation. Tell me I'm wrong in the comments. Explain how orcas recruiting dolphins as scouts isn't a direct response to declining salmon populations. You can't unknow this. Every commercial fishing report about Pacific salmon, you'll recognize who else depends on those fish. What will you do with this information? What marine behavior should I investigate next? Most compelling suggestion gets the next deep dive. Next week, I'm investigating another first-ever marine discovery. Scientists found a colossal squid alive and filmed it for the first time ever. Not a carcass, not remains, a living giant squid, the largest invertebrate on Earth, caught on camera in its natural habitat. The footage reveals hunting behaviors nobody predicted. If these verified discoveries matter to you, subscribe and hit the bell. I expose marine behaviors that change how we understand ocean intelligence every single week. Real research. Zero speculation. Click here for the colossal squid first footage. Or this one if you missed the rats hunting bats. See you there.